Janelle draws one card from a standard deck of 52 cards. Determine the probability of drawing either a queen or a king, then determine the probability of drawing either a 10 or a club. In this video, we will determine the probabilities by using the idea that we know that probability is equal to the favorable number of outcomes divided by the total number of outcomes. In the next video, we'll show how to find these same probabilities using one of the appropriate formulas shown here below for mutually exclusive events and events that are not mutually exclusive. Again, in this video, we will just use the idea of basic probability. So we know Janelle is drawing one card from a deck of cards, and therefore there are 52 possible outcomes. And we're first asked to determine the probability of drawing either a queen or a king. Let's indicate this as the probability of Q for queen or K for king. So because it reads a queen or a king is a favorable outcome. And because there are 4 queens and 4 kings, we have a total of 8 favorable outcomes out of a total of 52 outcomes, and therefore the probability of drawing a queen or a king is 8 out of 52, or 8 50-seconds. As a fraction, this simplifies. The greatest common factor between 8 and 52 is 4, so we divide both by 4 to simplify. The simplified probability is 2/13. So the probability of selecting a queen or a king is equal to 2/13. Let's also express this as a decimal in percent. 2/13 to 4 decimal places is approximately 0.1538, which is equal to 15.38%. The events of selecting a queen and selecting a king are called mutually exclusive because the two events cannot occur at the same time, meaning we cannot select a card that is a queen and a king at the same time. So if we were going to use a formula, we would use this formula here, which we'll explain in more detail in the next video. Next, we're asked to find the probability of drawing either a 10 or a club. Let's indicate this as the probability of a 10 or club. So if a card is a 10 or a club, it is a favorable outcome. Well, we know there are 4 10s in the deck and 13 clubs, but because a card can be both a club and a 10, we need to be very careful when counting the favorable outcomes. So looking at the possible outcomes, here we have the clubs. And in this column we have the 10s. So these are all the favorable outcomes. We have 13 along the bottom, and then 14, 15, 16. There are 16 favorable outcomes out of a total of 52 outcomes, and therefore the probability of selecting a 10 or a club is 16 divided by 52, or 16 50-seconds. So notice how we didn't just add the number of clubs and the number of 10s. That would have given us 13 plus 4, 17 favorable outcomes. But if we did that, we would have counted the 10 of clubs twice, and therefore we have to be careful when the events are not mutually exclusive, meaning when the two events can occur at the same time, or it's possible to have a card that is both a 10 and a club. So we can still use the basic idea of probability to answer these questions. We just need to be careful about determining the total number of favorable outcomes. And let's go ahead and simplify this probability by dividing both by 4. The simplified probability is 4/13. Let's go ahead and find the decimal and the percent. 4 divided by 13 to 4 decimal places is approximately 0.3077, which is 30.77%. So again, the next video we'll talk more about how we can use the appropriate formulas shown below to determine these same probabilities. I hope you found this helpful.